Hello, and today we will be learning about how to calculate longitude and time with the help of either the longitude and time which is given for particular areas. Let us understand about the concept. This is especially helpful for class 9 ICSE students, but this can be used by anybody who's studying geography. So if you have any doubts and questions, of course, please feel free to ask me. I am Dr. Devika Banerjee and I am always free, and you can comment and let me know what you think. So let's go. Looking at the concept of longitude. So we know that the earth is divided uh, into sectors. One is the latitudes, which are parallel lines drawn in such a manner that they divide the earth into north and south, and we have the longitudes which divide the earth into two halves, the east and west. East and west. Yes, so let us continue and understand how longitudes play an important role with time. Latitudes do not have any role with respect to time. So no time calculation is done with the help of latitudes. But longitudes play a very important role. Longitudes are also known as great circles, which means that they divide the earth into two equal halves. So any particular longitude, any longitude will be able to divide the earth into two separate halves. How many longitudes are there and how many latitudes are there? First, let us look at latitudes. Well, the total number of latitudes which are there is equal to 180 degrees, out of which we have 90 degree in the northern hemisphere and 90 degree in the southern hemisphere. So this is my southern hemisphere and this is my northern hemisphere. On the other hand, we visualize the earth as one whole, which is divided into longitudes in this way, and there are a total of 360-degree longitudes, out of which 180 degree are in the eastern hemisphere and 180 degree are in the western hemisphere. The main longitude is known as the prime meridian. And where does prime meridian pass? The prime meridian passes through an area or a place known as Greenwich. Well, I should highlight this in green because it is Greenwich. So where is Greenwich? Greenwich is located in the United Kingdom. Now we have to know something which is very important before we proceed. There is a particular calculation which is there, which is that for every 1 degree change in longitude, we have a change in the distance, we have a change in time of 4 minutes. So for example, say I have longitude, these are my two longitudes, and let us write the value. So this is this is say 120 degree east, and this is 121 degree east. The difference between these two longitudes is how much? 4 minutes. We will be using this to do our calculation. Now let us look at examples, and before we go on, this is the map where the time zones are marked along with the longitudes. This is my prime meridian passing through UK, Greenwich. This is my eastern hemisphere and this is my western hemisphere. Now we will understand the concept with the help of sums. The first sum is about calculation of a time of a particular place whose longitude is given. Now in this sum, the other longitude is not given, but another indication is given, which is the name of the place, which is Greenwich. So you have to calculate time at 120 degrees when it is midnight or 12 p.m. at Greenwich. First, let me draw the longitudes. Before I proceed with anything else, first I am going to mark the longitudes. So we know that this is my 0 degree. So this is Greenwich. I'm writing this down. So if this is given or the word GMT is given, you will always know that we are talking about the 0 degree longitude. And we are talking about another longitude which is 120 degree east. So if it is in the east, it means it is in the eastern hemisphere. So I can safely put this particular longitude at the right hand side of my screen. Now when I have done this, so I know the time at Greenwich is given as 12 p.m. and I am told to calculate time here. So I don't know the time here. So first we are going to calculate the longitudinal difference. When you are doing the sum, you have to draw this particular diagram because otherwise you can go wrong. So please draw the diagrams because we don't know in the examination what kind of sums will be given. So make sure you are drawing the diagram. So let us begin. Longitudinal difference between Greenwich and 120 degree east, right? So we know that 120 degree east minus 0 degree. This was simple because we know that Greenwich is 0 degree. So the total longitudes between the two places are 120 in number. Next we know that, and so we are stating this. I am writing this here. We know that 1 degree of longitude is showing a difference of 4 minutes. Therefore, for 120 degree of longitude, how much minutes? 120 degree into 4 minutes. So this is coming to 480 minutes. Now we convert this into hours. So I'm writing it here. I'm changing the color of the pen. Converting minutes to hours. So we know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. Therefore, 480 minutes is 1 by 60 into 480. So if I cancel, it is going to come as 8 hours. So the difference in hours between the longitudes 120 degree and 0 degree is 8 hours. We have calculated. Now let us look at the time which will be there. So if it is 12 p.m. at Greenwich, we know that we are moving towards the eastern hemisphere, and in the eastern hemisphere the sun rises first. So the first sun's rays are there, falls on Japan in the eastern hemisphere. So this 120 degrees will receive sunrise before Greenwich, which is more to the west. So I will have to do hence an addition. If I was moving in the western hemisphere, it would have been a minus. So my calculation is 12 p.m. plus 8 hours. So it is going to come. So 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4. So 12 p.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Right? So I'm just writing this down. 12 p.m., plus 8 is the number of hours 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and you don't need to show this working in the examination. So time, local time at 120 east is 8 a.m. This will be my answer. So this is one of the sums in which we have calculated the time. So we will be starting with this particular sum which is very different from the previous sum where we have to calculate the longitude of a particular place where the local times are given. Local time is 7 a.m. and we have the GMT given. So first we are going to again try and draw the diagram. So GMT we know that we have to deal with 0 degree and whenever these sums are given locate the prime meridian because it becomes easier for you to handle the sum. So GMT here is the local time is 5 p.m. Now the problem here lies is how do we know whether it is in the eastern hemisphere or western hemisphere for this particular longitude. Now we do know that the more we move towards the east, so if this is 0, sun is rising here, the time is ahead and in the western hemisphere the time is behind. Now we can safely assume here that if it is in the same day and since nothing has been mentioned and let us not complicate our lives, so we can assume that this particular place is experiencing 7 a.m. morning while it is evening in UK. So it is somewhere in the western hemisphere. And what is the local time given here? It is 7 a.m. So I have to calculate the or find out the longitude. Let us do the sums step by step and let us see where we arrive. Okay. So my first is I will first here because I don't know the longitudinal difference but I can calculate the difference of the hours between the two places. So I will be exactly doing that. Difference in hours between the two places. So we have 5 p.m. plus 7 a.m. So if we look at 7 a.m., 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us write this down. 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Because a lot of students have confusion, you can show this as your rough work. You can make a column and show this. The examiner will be more than happy to see that you have understood and done the sum with logic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So I will not consider 7 a.m. here because from 7 to 8. So time is 7. So 7 to 8. So I am going to start the calculation from 8 a.m. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have in total 10 hours. So I can write here simply 10 hours. I am removing this because this will create a mess in my working space. So you can write this in your rough work. So the time difference is 10 hours. So converting hours to minutes. So this is my next step. So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Therefore 10 hours is equal to 600, because it is 60 into 10, 600 minutes. Now we will go back to the old formula which we know, that for 4 minutes change in time, there is a change in time by for every 1 degree. So I am going to write this in the reverse manner, because I am calculating the degree here, so I keep the degree on the right hand side. So I write 4 minutes of change in time is seen along 1 degree. I did this because I am using unitary method for these sums. So this degree I am calculating, so I am putting it on the right hand side here. Therefore, for 600 minutes of change in time, it is 1 by 4 into 600. So this is coming to 15. So 150 degrees. Okay. Therefore, I know now that the difference between these two places is 150 degrees. Now I will hence calculate and find out the longitudinal value. So longitude value of the place So I am going on the reverse side. So if I move, so I have to move. So this is 0 degree. So it is easy for me to calculate. So this place is, this is located in the western hemisphere, or 150 degree west. So this is my answer. So I hope these two sums have been able to help you. Please let me know if you want more calculations with more complicated sums, and let me know how you like this video and whether you would like to see such videos more in the future. So till then, have a nice day. Bye.